Hello. So, it is time for week 4 of UBL Season 9. And we've got a very familiar opponent. Slightly for myself. There we go. We got Lyric. Now, me and Lyric always have insane games. And, don't expect this one to be any different. Especially because their team is terrifying. They've got Arcanine, Baxcalibur, Abomasnow, Floatzel, Drifblim, Klefki, Colossal, Sneasel, Titan, Spidops, and Wishcash. They've got not Hail, it's Snow. I'd still call it Hail. So yeah, they've got Snow, they've got Titan being able to sweep. Arcanine's a great Pokemon. They've got Bax as well, which is fine. It's good in and out of Snow. It could just be super bulky in Snow, or just click buttons and win the game. It's really strong. Like, seeing success in actual VGC, where it's the sort of Pokemon where I wouldn't expect it to, but it just does. It's just so powerful. Floatzel's not bad as an option, especially because they've got Klefki to set all sorts of kinds of weather as well. They've got Sneasel plus Colossal, an old classic from Generation 8 draft, to set up for a Surf and start winning the game there, so that's the thing that we got to worry about, so... But the main thing here is it's a Weather War, and it's a weirdly annoying Weather War because Abomasnow's 60 base speed and Tyranitar's 61 base speed. So, it's really awkward in terms of trying to figure out, alright, do I want to try and win this Weather War or not, and how much do I want to try and win it? So, yeah, it's gonna be a bit interesting. As for all of these at this point onwards, all of UBL Season 9 will be post-com. So, yeah. The team, as a result, will be, it's like, I don't remember everything, but I at least remember enough about this Pokemon, Copper Raja. This is Copper Raja's debut as far as no, wait, it came last week, didn't it? It came last week. I didn't put in a shift. So we're bringing it back. We got Ironhead, High Horsepower, Rock Slide, and Protect with the Life Orb, Sheer Force, and Terrible Water. I'm a max attack, and then enough HP that, we still get something out the HP, but we've more invested in the defenses, so one, we don't take more Life Orb chip, but two, putting more in defenses at this point actually makes us bulkier, rather than actually investing in HP, and it's not even just because of the Life Orb, it's just because Copper Raja's defenses are so low and its HP is so high that it's just better to invest in its defenses, so, yeah. Not sure if I did that for week 3, because that's the only one I haven't gone back and watched, because that's the only one I actually did live com for, so, yeah. But because it's so slow, it's really solid for a Trick Room mode here, and as a result, we are bringing it alongside Hat, with Terra Psychic. I think this is to help pick up KOs, to be honest, more than actually be defensive. Just because it's so strong with the Terra Psychic, and they don't really have a lot of great ways to switch into it. Trick Room, Protect, Dazzling Gleam, and Psychic, nothing too crazy. No idea what the spread does. I'm guessing it lives backs. That's my guess, is it lives backs, so... Yeah, good old Hat, doing its thing. Pairing it with Copper Raja for some Trick Room option. But we are doing something a bit spicy. Obviously, there's a Weather War going on. But we're bringing Houndstone without Sandrush. We're bringing Fluffy Houndstone with Body Press and Terra Fighting. So, yes, I know, and I knew at the time as well, Fluffy doesn't actually increase the damage of Body Press. It doesn't double your defense. It just reduces the amount of damage you take from physical attacks by half. But with a Terra Fighting, it also helps take on a lot of the ice types that they have. And generally a lot of their Pokemon. Like, obviously, it's nice for Sneasel, and if we do end up taking a Terra Fire, then we don't take a lot of damage for a different Pokemon. Master Respect is obviously there just to be nice, and then we've got Yawn and Protect with the leftovers, just to kind of be bulky and annoying. This isn't the Pokemon that's going to be sweeping the end of the game, but it might just be something they can't take out if we remove the answers to it, that sort of kind of Pokemon. A little bit of speed creep thrown in case they want to try and speed creep Poundstone for whatever reason with a Abomasnow or a couple other things, so they've got some Pokemon around that speed point range, so may as well be a bit careful, and especially with the EVs left over, which I'm pretty sure went for offensive and not defensive calcs. So, no idea what they were, mind you, but you know, here we are. We even get to go Adamant, which is nice, because Adamant likes the respects, even with no investment. It's still going to do a good chunk if there's, you know, at least one thing dead. Next up, Speed Booster Iron Bundle. I think this might outspeed the Titan. I think that's what I'm going for, because otherwise there's no reason to be running booster speed. But it also means we get to, with this speed, and we get to have our Icy Wind. It's really, really nice to do a lot of speed control for us. Hydro Pump, obviously, terrible move to click, but we've got to. It's not like Bundle can do a lot of damage here. It's more so supportive. Because of how much ice they've got. Hydro Pump's obviously the main thing it's here for is to try and kill the the Arcanine. But otherwise, it's just kind of going to be a support mon here, because it can't do a lot of damage to a lot of the Pokemon I'm expecting. I'm expecting Snow, probably Arcanine backs, Abomasnow, Klefki, Titan, and then one more. So maybe Sneasel for fake out pressure. It would make sense. That'd be 4 ice types though, so I don't know if they'd want to go for that, but maybe. So Bundle's going to be more of a supporting Pokemon here, but obviously it still does a ton of crazy damage. Next up though, again kind of going with the theme of trying not to rely on Sand, but we're bringing T-Tar again to threaten Sand. But we've got just a DD T-Tar. Like, this is, I would, other than the fact that we're not running Crunch, we're running Stomping Tantrum over it, because there's not really anything to hit with Crunch, and Stomping Tantrum helps hit things like Colossal harder, and Arcanine harder, because it's not split damage. But otherwise, like, Clear Amulet T-Tar with Terra Flying, of course, the standard. It does a lot of work here, and if you can get a DD off of it, will outspeed a lot of different Pokemon that, you know, don't have a speed boost. And similar to some previous weeks, like, Pokemon that aren't speed invested, like, I think this might get a no-speed Arcanine as well. If it's a bulky Arcanine, we might even outspeed that. So, there's definitely options, and I think T-Tar can do a ton of work here. So, and then last but not least, we've got a nice supporting Volcarona, with enough speed to outspeed Arcanine, and then the rest in HP and defense, to help take on Arcanine, to help take on things like Max. Is generally pretty solid. Terrifier means that, you know, we can just do more damage with Heat Wave if necessary. And with the Charcoal, I'm pretty sure with the Charcoal we actually get a Abomasnow, which is why we've got that. Which is obviously very, very nice. So, obviously, scary into backs if we don't want to give it a Thermal Exchange. Attack Raise, which is, you know, obviously a thing. But this is more of going to be a supportive Pokemon, kind of like Bundle. Like, Bundle and Bulk are being a bit more supportive but can deal damage, whereas some of the rest of the Pokemon like Tyrannosaur can help clean the game, so. That is the team. Well, let's get into the matches. So, we see the team preview, and they bring 3 of the Ice types, but instead of bringing Titan, they actually bring Colossal. So, I've got to worry about Surf Colossal being a thing. But at least at first, I'm going to end up leading Volk T-Tar here. Again, I had it on fast. So, Volk T-Tar against Klefki and Arcanine. Arcanine can obviously have close combat, and that's something I've got to worry about. And Klefki could set up screens, which would be annoying, but I feel no issue just going for a Rage Powder and Dragon Dance here on this turn 1. We have the Clear Amulet to block the Intimidate. They just choose to Protect because they don't want to take damage from Volcarona, and try and do a ton of damage, and they do a ton of damage, which means this is definitely an offensive Arcanine. So, good to know. But now, Tyranitar is going to be faster than them because of the Dragon Dance, and we've got a scary Tyranitar. Obviously, also, there's another reason for Stomping Tantrum, because can't hit Klefki otherwise. So they take a good amount of recoil, everything gets hit by sand. They go for an E-Speed to pick off Volk, which is fair, and they try and switcheroo. They use a couple times, actually, where they try and switcheroo into T-Tar and just, like, forget that that's how this works. I could argue they were trying to read a Terror, but, no, they do just end up saying that they completely forgot that, like, that's how this works. But they bring in a Bomber Snow as I bring in Houndstone. Obviously, this looks really bad for me if I was a Sandrush one, but I'm not a Sandrush one. So, it's actually not too bad. We knew some decent damage here with Houndstone and Tyranitar, obviously looking really solid. A Bomber Snow is not going to be able to take out Tyranitar, that's for sure. So, I do Protect because I want to see what the deal is. Maybe get some chip on this Bomber Snow, which would be nice because it does have the defense raise right now. And they just go for a little bit of chip on Houndstone as I get my lefties. They try and T-Wave. He'll say in a sec, I think, in the chat, but yeah, they just completely forgot. And this Bomber Snow is just super bulky, but we do get a lucky flinch there with a Rock Slide. That probably would have been either a Blizzard or a Grass-type move to help take out T-Tar. So, yeah, they just say, nah, I'm just an idiot, because they completely just kept forgetting about Prankster not working into Dark types. So, they try and Helping Hand, but we're able to take out a Bomber Snow before it gets out of hand. And they bring in Colossal last. I go for a Rock Slide and it misses, of course. And then Last Respects does nothing because they Terror into Normal type. So I'm just trying not to reveal anything. I think Rock Slide is my strongest move anyway. So I just go for the Body Press. We do see a Weakness Policy. That's to be expected. But thankfully Houndstone's a beast and takes like nothing than that. So, and we're able to just go for an Icy Wind here and take the thing out, which is really nice. We don't need to worry about it because it doesn't have a speed boost. Now, the second game, on the other hand, is a bit interesting, and I think, honestly, the reason why I put this off for so long, because I didn't want to do this match and then, like, I just didn't do the other matches, and, you know, me being me, you know how it is. But Game 2, is a text doc. Now, why is it a text doc? Because Showdown crashed, actually, mid-match. So, we got Game 1, I managed to get Game 1, the replay for Game 1, but this is Game 2, and Showdown crashed, like, as soon as this match finished. So, we're able to get the HTML, and get the link to the actual, like, what happened, but the battle itself is, like, otherwise been lost, other than this one text doc here. So, yeah, so to go over Game 2, I guess, reasonably quickly, they end up leading Sneasel Colossal, as I lead the same, because I have no reason to lead differently. Obviously now it's going to be very obvious that they want to go for Colossal stuff, so they go for a Surf and get their Weakness Policy and all that good stuff. They go for a Rock Slide, which ends up taking out Volcarona, because of course it does, because it's a Rock Slide. The Volcarona would probably die to a non-boost one. But then T-Tar flinches, which sucks. So, no idea what I would have been going for. I assume I would have been going for a Rock Slide here, which would have done a ton of... It probably would have knocked out Sneasel, unless they were Sash, which they might have been. But it would have also done a ton of damage to the Colossal, which would have been really, really nice. So, so I Protect Bundle because I know they were going to try and do good damage into it. Rock Slide goes off. T-Tar gets to live but they get to take out T-Tar, which is sad. So, then we get to go into Houndstone, which is bulky. Bundle dies. Bundle lived and then got flinched and then died to Sneasel Low Kick, which sucks because that would have taken out Colossal. So, and we get to take out the Sneasler or Sneasel. So that would have been a double KO, and then it would have been Bundle bundle. It would have been Houndstone versus the World, but Houndstone could do it, depending on what they had in the back. They do show Arcanine here, so Colossal just gets to get a third flinch on me with Rock Slide, and then Arcanine takes me out anyway. So, yeah. I'm just like, yeah, some games you're just meant to lose. Like, whatever. So, we lose that one pretty much due to Rock Slide flinches. So, fun game. I really love VGC. So, that puts us on to game 3. And I'm like, alright, well, now you've shown your hand with Colossal, I need to at least adapt in some way. So, I'm pretty sure, I don't remember exactly, I'm pretty sure the planet here is to lead, I think it's lead Bundle and either T-Tar or Bulk, I don't remember. So, we'll find out in a sec here. Yeah, we thought Showdown wasn't going to come back up either, and we'd have to continue this match later. Like... and I'm like, yeah, no GL, you're not having any luck this time, please no. So, yeah, this was like the first match on Showdown as well, like, we were just like waiting in anticipation in case we needed to like come back another day and try and finish the set, which was like annoying. But they switch it up as well, expecting me to adapt. But I just choose to lead Bundle instead of Volk this time, because obviously Volk into Colossal doesn't do anything. And Bundle will be nice and fast and not die immediately to Colossal, as we learned from the last game. And obviously T-Tar's really nice as well. So they Intimidate, obviously it doesn't do anything to T-Tar. We got our speed boost. So I double protect because obviously fake outs a thing, so I want to make sure that my Bundle's nice and safe as they try and go for it. So, but I'm like, okay, I know that Sneasel's got low kick, I want to make sure that I'm safe from that, so let me go into Hat, and play it safe. So, they protect Arcanine very smartly as I go for a Hydro Pump into that, and they go for the low kick into Hat, get a crit, you know, just sacking me even more. So, they make a double here, because, they see Hat, and they're like, oh god, Trick Room. And it's very understandable, but I don't go for it yet, because I've still got my Bundle with, like, super speed on the field. I don't really want a Trick Room if I don't have to. So, they switcheroo and give me a Lagging Tail. I try and take out this Colossal here, and then set up Trick Room, but because they protect the Colossal, it means that now Trick Room's up, and obviously Bundle is very slow. Well, it's going to be moving last regardless, because of the Lagging Tail. So, they fund away with me as well. They can't do anything to Hat because of Magic Bounce, so they may as well just like try and make sure Bundle can't do anything. Fortunately, Bundle this time doesn't get Rock Slide flinched or Thunder Wave powered, and is able to knock out this stupid Klefki, while I get a bit of chip with Psychic on the Colossal. So, we got 3 turns of Trick Room, and Hat's looking pretty solid, but we still want to make sure we take out this Colossal. So, I protect just to scout, because I know Hat's going to probably be a big target here, especially from that Arcanine, who ends up going for a Terra Ghost. They protect the Colossal to keep it safe, and they go for a Terra Blast. So, yeah, with Terra Ghost trying to knock out my Hat, so that's, you know, scary. Bundle gets powered. I don't know if I was going for Colossal or Arcanine. My guess would be Colossal, but I might be wrong. So, I don't want to get Terra Blast ghosted, so I'm going to go into T-Tar. They opt to Flare Blitz in case I want to Terra into a defensive type, but I'm just like, no, I'm not sticking around. Screw you. So, they go for another Rock Slide, which ends up taking out Bundle. But we've got 1 turn of Trick Room, and while Hat's not very good here, Copperage it is, and with that Terra Water and protecting T-Tar, we're able to take out the Colossal. What do I have? High Horsepower or Stomping Tantrum? Yeah, so the crit didn't matter, thankfully. We looked it up afterwards, I remember that, because, like, again, this is Life Orb, Sheer Force Ironhead. That crit did not matter. So, which is fortunate, because if it did, obviously, it would have sucked. But they go for a Flare Blitz into Copperage, which would have KO'd me if it weren't for the Terror, which is very, very nice. As they bring in Sneasel, I choose to switch out into Hat because I want to keep my my T-Tar nice and safe. As they go for a Terror Blast as their best option to hit the Copperaja. And we're able to take out the Sneasel, and Arcanine just goes for an E-Speed into Copperaja as Hat gets to take out the Arcanine for the win. Very stressful match after the second game, that's for sure. I was definitely a little on tilt, but I was on tilt after the game, but then, like, things died down because, you know, we had to, I think we were waiting like 20 minutes to half an hour to see if the servers were going to come back up, and thankfully they did. So, you know, that was fortunate. I'm glad we were able to at least finish this match, and it ended up finishing up pretty close, honestly. It was definitely a difficult one to play in the moment, for sure. So I can't really complain. It was definitely stressful, and obviously, as usual, me and Lyric have the most insane games. This time, even having a complete disconnect from the server, because it was so intense. So, it's not even disconnect from the server. The server crashed because our game was too powerful. But either ways, GG's to Lyric. This means we're now 3-1, which is grand. Loving life, thank God. After week 1, we wanted some dubs, and we end up getting them. So, able to take this one home, and we'll see if we can continue this streak afterwards. So, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.